Event-driven microservices, Kubernetes, Kafka down the middle. I designed it. I'd design it exactly the same way again. So, convince me I'm wrong.
You're enjoying this.
For the first time in 5 weeks? Yes, come at it.
Easy one first. Why Kafka? Why a distributed log at all? You had a queue-shaped problem, Rabbit MQ SQS, something that doesn't drag a whole log and its operational weight behind it.
Replay!
Replay.
6 consumers on that stream. 3 of them didn't exist when we built it. A queue is destructive. You read the message, it's gone. I needed the events to still be sitting there when somebody asked a question in 2024 that nobody had thought to ask in 2021. A new consumer, replaying 3 years of history from the beginning as if it had been there all along. A queue can't do that. A log can.
Okay, that's a real answer. That's the answer. I came in to say you over-engineered it, and that's just correct. Fine.
Mine isn't as friendly. How do you test it? Not the units, the system. How do you reproduce a bug that only appears under one specific interleaving of 3 consumers in one specific order that happened once in production at 3 a.m.?
You don't.
You don't?
Yes, and I'd do it again. And I don't have a better answer for you, and I'm not going to pretend I do. You accept, out loud, on the record, that there is a class of bug here you cannot test for. You design so that when it happens, it's survivable, not preventable.
So you're telling me it's untestable, and you built it anyway, on purpose, knowing.
Not really. You can't cover the interleaving space. It's too big. It's factorial. You'd be there until the heat death of the universe. So you test each consumer in isolation. You make every one of them idempotent, so order stops mattering as much, and you accept, out loud, on the record, that there is a class of bug here you cannot test for. You design so that when it happens, it's survivable, not preventable.
I hate that. But that's the honest answer. That's the first honest answer anyone's given me about event ordering in my entire career. Most people lie and say, we test it. You didn't.
I'm not going to argue about the architecture. I can't. They both just told you it's good, and they're better at this than I am. So I'm going to ask the boring one.
Ask the boring one.
The requirement, sub-second, end-to-end, from the customer clicking buy to the order status page showing confirmed. The whole design is built to hit it. The log, the consumers, all of it. That number is the reason any of this shape exists. Where's it written?
What do you mean, where's it written? It's the requirement.
I mean, is it in a requirements document? Did a business owner sign it? Is there a ticket, an SLA, a contract, an email, anything? Where someone whose job it was to need sub-second end-to-end said, I need sub-second end-to-end. Or did an architect say it in a meeting in 2021 and everyone wrote it down and it's been load-bearing ever since? Take your time.
The second one. Somebody said it in a meeting. I don't actually know who. A product manager said it in the kickoff meeting in 2021. It has to feel instant, so sub-second. And it went into the architecture deck as a hard requirement. The PM left the company a year later. There was never an SLA, never a customer complaint about speed, never a number anyone measured against. It just became true because it was in the deck.
So, let me say it back and tell me if it's unfair. The architecture is good, genuinely good. Anastasia couldn't break it. Olga couldn't break it. I certainly can't. It does exactly what it was built to do. It was built to hit a number nobody ever actually asked for.
Yes.
Oh, that's so much worse than being wrong. If you're wrong, you fix it. This is a perfect thing, built for nobody.
We spent 18 months making sure it could hit sub-second under any load, forever. Replay, idempotency, the whole cathedral. And I never once walked 20 feet to ask the person who supposedly needed sub-second whether they needed sub-second. Because the number felt true. It sounded like a real requirement. It had a decimal point in it.
Did anyone ever need it?
I still don't know. That's the part I can't get past. 5 years later, I genuinely do not know if a single human being ever needed the thing I'm most proud of building. I'm not going to tell you not to use Kafka. If you've got 6 consumers and 3 of them don't exist yet, use the log and don't apologize for it. The engineering in this one was right. I'll defend every arrow on that board. Here's the whole thing, the only thing, 5 episodes for this one sentence. Being right is not the same as being asked. You can win every technical argument in the room and still have built a monument to a requirement nobody signed. The most dangerous number in software isn't the wrong one. It's the confident one nobody can source. The one with a decimal point that everybody wrote down and nobody ever owned. Before you design the cathedral, walk the 20 feet. Ask the person who supposedly needs the number whether they need the number. It's the most boring question in the building. It's also the only one that ever mattered.